Alright, we're back up here today. We're going to work on the 1036 Dynamark. I'm going to change the pulleys back. It's going to be slower than faster. I'm going to put the stock pulley back on and the one on the front. I'm going to show you how it's done. That because it's more or less an off-road mudding mower now. And with the bigger tires, I can use the torque. It's still going to do rough guess. Let me see what these tires and all that stuff. 15 mile an hour should be roughly. So I'm going to do that. Then I might do something to the front end so it don't have all that play in there. I'll show you that in a minute when I I have to tear the rear completely out, put the other pulley back on, then we'll work on the front. Now on this tractor it's pretty simple to drop the rear. There's actually two bolts, a U-bolt right here, and there's one or two under the front of it, and these two bolts here, and the whole rear will literally drop. So it's not too complicated. Like I said, easy. These two bolts right here, two bolts here, 6 bolts total, and the whole thing drops. The only thing the pin you have to take out is for the brake. Now I put this on, this pulley, probably, I don't know exactly, I'm saying roughly 2 months ago. And this is a good pulley. This is from Tractor Supply. It's not a cast pulley. They do make like cast aluminum. This is steel, as you can hear. But while I say it's a real nice pulley and decent pulley, it's got the Allen screws. It's got 2 of them. So you could actually put, I don't know if there's one in that, 2 of them. So it's better security in case you would ever lose this. It's still going to stay on there. The original one don't come with that. And let me get the original one, see if we can find it here. This is what I'm putting back on there. As you see, this right here is replacing that. It's huge. But it's going to give me the torque for the tires and everything that I want. So when I do go mudding, whatever, I'm going to have no problem. The motor ain't going to stall or nothing. And it's going to throw some mean mud. Now, the way it was stock with the little tires, not these monsters here, the actual front ones as you see there were on the back, it was fine. It would do roughly 30 mile an hour at top. That's just in the governor, which I won't explain how to do that, because if you don't know what you're doing, it really ain't safe. You can throw the rod outside, which I have did. But most people are on here showing you the front pulley swap. This is the back pulley swap. Change this one, and just by changing this one, not even the front one, usually as you can see right here, that'll make your lawnmower go a lot faster. Just make sure when you do it you have your belt loose enough that it's still going to spin in the factory. It ain't going to grab. Unless you got like a hydrostatic or something, it's probably fine. But see, this actual on this tractor, why I want it, because it's 4-speed, as you can see. I call it an H-pattern 4-speed. And what I mean by that is, you look up here, you got first, reverse, second, and drive. And I had a lawnmower almost identical to this, like I said when I was growing up, that my uncle gave me some parts on. I fixed it up and all that stuff and got it running. But we had tractor tires on the back, little miniature tractor tires. They actually had cleats, and we could go from first, second to drive, just switching real quick. But it would pull the front wheels off the ground in every single gear. We used to take it over to the farm, my buddy's farm. It was about 2 miles, at the most 3 miles away. We'd ride it over there and go mudding in the cow fields. And we never got stuck. We tried, but it was in tractor tires on the back. So this one I can guarantee it's going to get stuck, because these front tires and these back tires or not mud tires. And I actually had same thing that's on a tractor, but smaller. It was for old, like a wheel horse or something like that. But I'm gonna put her back together here in a minute. I'm gonna show you the difference, and then then I'll flip it up and start showing you guys the front pulley swap that I did. That I'm gonna change back. So just wanted to show this to you. It does have double key or Allen wrenches on it. I was looking for the right Allen wrench, which first one was too big, and then I was going to get another one. And I was grabbing for another one. I knocked this other one out of the drawer, or more or less jumped out of the drawer and fell into my other piece. I said, I'll grab that, just in case. I didn't know. And that's this right here, a long one. And it must have been the one. So my uncle up there is looking out for me, the one that passed away, because he liked lawnmowers, and that's the exact one that fit on there. The one that literally fell out of the drawer. If I wouldn't have watched it fall out of the drawer, or someone wouldn't have let me, I wouldn't have had it. So I would have been here all day. As you guys can see right now, how much difference it is from that little one to that big one. That one's a 5-inch inner diameter, actually where the belt's going to ride right about there. I think is like 4.5, and the other one's a 9-inch, so it's a good bit difference. Almost twice as fast. Rear's all back in there. Everything's tight and everything. One thing that I can say, if you're new to these lawnmowers, cars, anything, working on anything, when you put your rear in, put everything in loose. Put them bolts in, make sure they're in there, make sure them bolts are in there, but make sure everything's loose. Because you might tighten that other side up or tighten this side up and go to put the bolts in, and then they're not going to fit because it's going to be off a little bit. On this old stuff, it does move a little, so if you leave it loose, make sure everything's together, snug it up, go and then tighten it, you know you're good. So I'll show you the front end in a minute after I put the tires back on. Alright, right here's what I got going on now. I swapped this pulley, and as you see I drilled 3 holes, or 2 extra holes, because this was too close, so I moved back here, didn't go up far enough, moved it up a little bit, but it's going to get back in this hole in a minute. And then that looks like that might be bent. I don't know if it's supposed to be bent or not. I'll have to look at that in a minute. But I'm going to take this pulley off and put this pulley back on. You can see the difference. Ain't much. 1.5 inches. It's a 3.5 at the 5. So I'm not changing the front too much. I'll go ahead and do that and show you. Okay, here's the pulley swap back to stock when I got it. This motor is an original motor, I know that. The bolt pattern is the same and everything, but my uncle put this motor on because they didn't have washers like this, and you can see it, the washer's not even centered. So, and it's got other holes here, so that could have been where the motor was mounted too. This got the 12 horsepower Briggs & Stratton single. It ain't a V-twin or anything like that. It's got plenty of power, but there it's back to factory. And here's my adjustment pulley. So what I got to do is take this all the way over there, loosen that all the way up, or actually I can take it off for now if I want to. And then what you want to do is get a piece of rope, string, anything that's going to hold, and to get your right decent size, you put it in here, wrap it around your back and bring it up here, and you want that loose. You do not want that tight. So when you put it in there, you can tape it tight and then cut it and make the thing when you go to the auto parts store or wherever you're going to get your belt. And then you tell them you need it a little bigger, because this is going to take up your slack. And when this spins, you don't want that spinning, so you can put it in gear. So you definitely want that loose. But there it is back to stock, and I got a couple of belts around here. I've been making belts. I've seen a little thing on YouTube here where a guy's he made a belt, and I tried it a couple times, but with these big tires and the torque and all that stuff that just go on my head, it just breaks the belts. You drill holes through it and you put little pieces on it, and it's supposed to make you a new belt with wire. It holds for 1 or 2 rides, that's about it. If you're going out mudding or out in the woods, you don't want to do that, because by the time you get out there and that breaks, you're pushing that lawnmower back. And this right here is the original piece that held, see, that would have held the belt so the belt wouldn't slide off, which I'm going to put a couple more in here. I'll change all that and I'll fix that stuff. I actually have the plate that goes from these 2 holes over here where the belt's supposed to go through and all. I think I still got, I can put that back on because I just stiffen this up, but I don't think I need it. So go ahead and end it for now, and there you guys go. Now here's the trick to making your own homemade belts that they're showing you, but I don't know if you can see it. Let me zoom in. Drill 2 holes, and this wire here, it's too much light there, is actually clothes hanger. And not the cheap clothes hanger you buy at Walmart and stuff now, the heavy duty. I got quite a few still left, so it's the thick stuff. I don't twist it together or anything, but it pulls right apart, or to break right in here where the hose is, or piece. As you can see, it'll make a little noise, go ding, blink, 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 blink a little bit because of the heavy wire. But this, actually, you can put it on there, test it, see if it's close to what you need. If you don't have the string trick, like I was saying, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually put it on there, see how close it is, and then I'll go get the belt or whatever I need. Now you can see the belt is actually on there, and it's pretty loose. I mean, so, and this is going to tension. If it's too loose, I still have the tension down here. I don't know if you can see this, but let me show you. Yeah, right there. That actually slides all the way over here, so I can really tighten up. I mean, and there's the piece that I put on, and I can slide that without grabbing that motor, so it's pretty loose. And that's a homemade belt. I'm not, see, no fibbing, but there it is. So we're gonna push the clutch in and see what happens here. That's right here. Oh, see up. Whoa, we're starting to bend the lawnmower. Hold on, guys. Alright, got kind of scary there. I thought it was sitting on the back piece, but it was sitting on the seat. As you can see, it straightened my seat a little. But that'll be fine. I ain't worried. I got another seat, and it's an old seat anyway. It started flipping back. But I tied it to the front, and you can see it's pretty well secure. So let's go ahead and check this here. And I can't spin it now at all. Very little. So I can tighten that up some more if I have to. But that's how this works. So let's go ahead and we'll put it down here and we'll fire it up and see what happens. Well, we was going to go for a ride. Didn't make it very far. The belt, when I put it back together, it actually bent. I'd say like a 90 degrees, and loosened the piece up to pop the top off. So I bent it back and duct taped it so it can't flip up. Duct tape's pretty strong. Now it will rip through that, but probably if I really romp on it. But just to see if it's the right, it was close because I could put it in gear, let the clutch out, and they'd go and everything. But I didn't even make it out of the garage before this piece right here popped up and loosened up too much. So we're gonna try it again. Second try. The belt I got on there is actually a perfect size for it, because I still got all the adjustment for it later on. Goes in gear, does everything it needs to. It's, I mean, you put it in gear down, like when you're shifting down here. Before, it would almost like grind unless you did it real quick. You couldn't get in second stop. After you remove them, you could shift it like a car real quick. So I just got to tear it off, save some money for the project or whatever, here and there, and then get another belt and finish the rear. Putting the fenders and stuff back on, which I'm going to set that on there in a second, see how much I do. So I'll show you that in a minute or two after I take the seat off. All the fender trimming is done. I'm going to bolt that down. See if I can get it close. Because that's got to come up some. I'm going to have plenty of gap to get away with it. And the other side the same way. So I think I'm good on that. I'll go ahead and put that back together. Then I can put that original piece in the back that held it. So don't look too bad. I tried to make it about where it was stopped, and then I just edged it off. You can see how much I took off. Now I can show you out here. Let me grab these pieces. One's still a little warm. All that came off. So, they're pretty big tires. Alright, till next time.